So what's the best way? If I had a couple ADUs sitting on the back lot, what am I going to do?
So you want to call an architect or a draftsman or a design firm or ADU Geeks.
ADUgeeks.com.
ADUgeeks.com.
You guys got a landing page. You just go right there, name, phone number, email, boom.
Call 855-999-GEEK.
Cool.
855-999-GEEK. We'll come out to your property, assess the situation, but for us, it's as easy as getting the existing structure as built, designed on a set of plans that we could ultimately turn into the city or the county and get it reviewed and then ultimately get it permitted. What's really nice for us is it doesn't have to be built because it's already built, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, you just got to go, just paperwork.
It's really just a matter of paperwork. So for us, we've done so many of these that it's just a streamlined process.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on, dude. So how else can we bring in the benefits of someone? So now I am a person looking
to buy
a house. We went through the seller thing already.
What do we
you know what I mean? So we went through the seller thing on what we're going to do with the ADU, but now I'm going to come in and I'm like, okay, I want my house. It needs to be 2,500 square feet, 3 beds, 2 baths, but I'm also have my mom's going to live in the ADU. Right, that can be a situation where people are getting in, and nowadays is like, okay, instead of sending them away to an old folks' home, you can now keep them in their backyard in a nice little granny flat.
Yeah,
essentially, that's kind of the play they're doing right now.
So many reasons to have an ADU. One reason, as you explained, is to have family around. You know, keep moms around, or if your kids are grown up, you want them to stay close but not too far, you can use the ADU. Or maybe, you know, you're at an age where you can use a caretaker at home, or maybe you can house the caretaker in the ADU. There's so many different reasons to have an ADU. And then you also have the flexibility of renting it out and making some cash flow for yourself. Mm-hmm. One thing I want to talk about is if you're looking to buy a piece of property in order to build an ADU, there are certain things that you have to consider. One, what's the zoning? Is it single family residence or is it multi-unit? Okay. Some people know it as, is it residential or is it multifamily, right? So understand what the zoning is. Then you want to take a look at the backyard. Do I have a lot of backyard space? And when you're considering that, you need to look around and understand those invisible areas that you can't build in, known as setbacks. Earlier, I said they were 4 feet, okay? Could you build an ADU in the front yard? Technically, yes, you absolutely can. But you've got a front yard setback that you cannot encroach on, period. And those things are usually 15, 20, 30 feet.
Gotcha.
That's why nothing's built in the front yard, okay? So we talked about the need to understand what the zoning is. Do you have enough backyard space? Is the grading flat? Do you have a steep hillside in the backyard? Is it flat? How much earth are we going to have to move? Because a grading permit in the process and doing the grading, that alone can make a project not even feasible, depending on your timeline and your budget. Okay. You also want to take a look at the utilities. Where are the utilities on the existing house? Is it going to be a long run from the ADU to the house or not?
Oh.
And the cool thing about utilities, since I've just brought that up, is you could separate the utilities. You can have
a whole new box.
You can have the ADU running on its own utilities, meaning your tenant is paying their own bills and you don't have to do anything. Mm. Really, really convenient. And that ADU does rate its own address.
Oh, really? Okay. How does that 123 Street Unit A?
It could be 123 Unit B, 123 and a half.
Oh, yeah.
It really depends on the city or the county that you're in.
Okay.
They will dictate what that new address is. It's not something that you get to choose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. ADUs. So what tell us, so that we went through this learning phase, right? We just learned. Tell us some cool stuff, man. What's the coolest thing you did with the ADU? Like, as far as let's go to a profit maker. Tell us about a profit maker on these ADUs.
I can't say that on camera.
No, like you built one for a client, and then your client went to sell the house for more than they would have gotten it without the ADU. How did that all play out?
What I think is important right now is to talk about is the fact that ADUs really is a cash flow play.
Cash flow play.
Yeah. Versus like a flip.
Okay. So now on
I think that's really important.
yeah. So let's see. How about like the most luxurious or the biggest one or the most ridiculous build? Do you have any stories like that?
So the biggest ADU project that we've worked on so far is one that's called the Mississippi. This thing is a 2-story ADU, 1,200 square feet down below, 1,200 square feet above. We were actually able to get a carport on the bottom half and an office space on the other bottom half. And then up on top were 2 600 square foot ADUs. And in those 600 square foot units, we were able to get 2 bedrooms. So you've got a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom on top, times 2. Down below, you've got an office space, which is essentially 600 square feet, and then a carport that was able to house 2 cars. That was done in the backyard, and it was godly looking, which is awesome.
That's awesome, yeah.
So, and last time I checked on that project, they just sold that property. So they were able to get a lot more for that property than they would have if they did not build an ADU.
Oh, sure.
It take some time to get there for sure, but this company marketed it right, and they got top dollar for it.